Patron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. Well, Morningstar's just triggered, so we're going to watch the trade, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Okay guys, I need the camera for a meeting. This is just plodding along. It's a bit of an odd one today because obviously with the weekend events, I was expecting a little bit more volatility, but it could well be the calm before the storm. So we'll just have to wait and see. So what I'll do is I'll come back to you shortly. We'll finish this off and then we'll have a little bit chat about what Morningstar is.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, we're back. This is still ticking along. It could be a double whammy today with Morningstar. Let me show you for why. In the morning watch where I do the news, this is just triggered in and it's currently ticking along, so I'll be watching this as well. Get a few quid out of that, but it's just again backing up something I said earlier on. So let me just fire this back up. This is the state of play with Morningstar. It came up, cracked straight onto the level that I had pre-marked. The guys in the Scruffy Squad would have seen me mark this up at the weekend. They'll know exactly what that is. And it is now pushing back down. Now we are 58. It needs to get to £1.15 for daily targets, which is here. We are ahead of the game at the moment simply because of this fat finger trade. So really I want to exceed that because that shouldn't be there, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to let this run out and we'll keep it going and hopefully it'll end well. Catch you soon.
They've done studies, you know. 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay, guys. It's been a funny old day today. Why? Well, obviously, you've got US holidays. You've got, obviously, the weekend events that anything could have happened. So, I had to kind of play today very cautiously, which is what I've been doing. Now, I've been watching this, and as you can see, it's gone nowhere. It's just up and down, up and down, up and down. So, is it a good trade today? Not really. But we are kind of still on track. So, when we see this updated again, we'll know it's been well, we'll just put it in here because we can see what's going on. Slow market, US Hull. All right. Now we'll come back to this when it's done. Now, as that's pushing down, it may well come down to here, and I'm just going to leave it to get on with it. But in the background, this morning, when we were sort of having our little chats with this lot, I'll go to the news. In that video, which is done at 8 o'clock this morning, I told you guys I was going to be trading this. Now, I am watching another market at this moment in time, so bear with me. And it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. You know, it's a slower market. It just takes its time, plods along. You know, it's the Aussie New Zealand, so it's out of the way of the news over in the Middle East, etc. And it was already on a movement down. Now, if we push this out to the daily to check it, you can see it's gone up, it's come back down. Here, it failed the top, so it was on a sell-off. It broke through this to move down, clearly marked out into areas of attraction, and those areas of attraction are here, you know, in and around this area. Why? We've got a key level at this point, and this brushes the baseline of where it probed. Okay, so if I've got that in mind, I want to be conservative because it is pushing heavily down and it could turn at any point because it's been running for a long time. So how do we do that? Well, push it out to the hours, see what's going on. We can see there is a huge sort of power shift candle here. Massive overextended candle. Get yourself an extension. I can see where this is. So it's from there up to the top. Well, there's kind of the top. So they need to be equal to give me a nice ratio to work in, which is here. Now, if I just work off that candle itself and tighten up the range, it gives me a nice area to work to. There's the breaking point off that candle. Here's a maximum target, which is there. We've already shown that this has a high probability that it might turn. So where do these targets line up to? And this is the tightened range. Pull it right, well, we'll see if it steps back slightly. Just push this up, move it back. It should come into pressure points. Bang on, exactly where they are. So trade conservatively, and there's your target. Simple stuff, guys, simple stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that running just so we can watch what's going on. Take it back down to the hourly just so you can see where it was. So I've worked on a tightened range rather than the full range. Reason why I've done that is just so I can be conservative. So that's my conservative target. That is a reasonable target to get to. It's like 150 quid. And I'm quite happy with that. So let's play this one out. And I'll keep half an eye on the other one. I might close that out as well. But we're going to see if this runs down into this target. Okay guys, it's coming on to the end of the night. It's touching on to 6 o'clock. It's been a funny old day today, as I was saying. And I'm going to close this out. And the reason I'm going to close it out is, one, it's the end of the night. I don't want to run it. I've been at this all day. I've got 100 quid in the bag. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to just shut the thing out. Okay. Now I can hold these on, but I don't want to, because liquidity is drying up and I can see a little bit of a struggle here, and it's going to take it a few hours to push down to there. But because of world events, I don't really want to take the risk today. So I'm happy with my £100. The other trade, which we're going to flick up now, I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm just going to watch this through the night, over the course, because I've got a meeting with the guys at 8 o'clock tonight. So I'm happy that I got paid off the other one, and it's backed up what I said this morning. This one, again, is still kind of backing up what I'm saying. But when it goes positive expectancy, I'm going to close this one off for the night as well. So it's not going to be a singing and dancing trade today. It's not the best in the world. But as you can see, we staying in the parameters that I want. And it's just plodding around. It's just one of those horrible, grindy days that annoy us as traders. But what's the moral here? Well, the moral is that I'm not greedy. And I always look at processes before I look at money. And that's why I get on my high horse about the Lambo morons and everything.
How does that gobshite get on the television?
Because they don't look at it as a job. They look at it as a gamble. And as we all know, gamblers make fuck all at the end of the day. And that's not what I want for you guys. I want you guys, if you're following me, to think more about a process, how to get your money to work for you, rather than you work the money. I discussed this at the weekend. It's quite a good video, that, actually. Do you work the money? And it's about that. Who's working who? And that's what all these little videos are about. And do you need to have the lavish lifestyle? No, you just need to have the same lifestyle you've got, but do it in a way that gives you freedom. Now, for me, I can do what I like when I like. You know, we're on doing this house up. You've been watching that journey. I've had the opportunity to do it because I have freedom. Now, if I want to have tomorrow off, I'll have tomorrow off. If I want to have the next month off, I'll have the next month off. But you can't walk into your employer and say, I'm having a month off. That's what Forex trading does for you. And I love day trading because I love my job. I also like swing trading. I mean, sometimes it pays very well. Sometimes it doesn't pay very well because of the nature of what it is. But I'm happy. And that's all this is all about. Happiness. So there we go. Bit of an odd one today. Did it work out to plan? Sort of. It didn't go against the plan, let's put it that way. I just didn't earn as much as I would like. Am I worried about that? Not in the slightest. Did I follow the process? I did. Did I get out at the right time? I believe that I did. And am I happy with my performance? I believe I am. So I've done a good job. Ask yourself the same question and ask if you followed your plan. Did you get out when you said you were going to get out? And are you happy with what you did? Little things to think about all the time. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.